Good afternoon. I am back at Ultralight Outdoor Gear. Got here early this morning and I've just taken part in their Big Agnes training session really. We're putting up some of the new tents and things like that, but the main reason I'm here today is to do a bit of a backpack fitting. I'm after a new lightweight pack for multi-day trips and things like that, and Nick and Lewis are kindly going to get me sized up properly. So today we're going to be talking about how to size up your pack properly.
Yeah, how to fit it correctly, how to measure your back, make sure it fits you and it's comfortable with some weight in. And yeah, and good to see what options we've got.
Look at some of the different types of packs, things like that.
Yeah, different brands.
This can suit my kit needs, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So we shall crack on then. How would you like to start this? How would you normally start if somebody was trying to
obviously, normally we'd ask like what sort of activities you're going to be using it for, what sort of options you want. So, but we know that already because everybody said. So we'll measure you up first. I think it's the first option.
Okay.
Because a lot of these bags come in different back lengths. Some of them are fixed, some of them are adjustable. So getting it right is sort of important because it's comfortable.
Yeah,
that's the main thing. Yeah. So we'll get you measured up first.
Okay.
We'll use this handy measure system.
This is very clever.
It's quite simple, really. It basically, this point here sits on the top of your iliac crest, which is the top of your hip bone. And then where your
vertebrae?
C7, exactly, vertebrae, that little knobbly bit at the back of your neck, sits on here, gives you a back length.
Okay.
And then going by the sizing guides from the brands, you can see then which will fit you, which sort of size will fit you.
Okay. Will you also be showing the method, because you're predominantly an online retailer, how you could measure, because not everyone's got one of these at home.
Yeah, so just using a soft tape measure.
We'll have a go at that as well.
Yeah, we'll see how it works.
Perfect.
So we're going to give this a try using the back measure system here. So the first thing to do is, if you find where your camera is, put this on your back. Whereabouts is your top of your?
You need to tell me that.
So you can feel usually where the top of your hips are.
Yeah.
Let's say around about there.
Yep.
And then what you want to do is get this part here of the, back fitter. Yep. And you buckle it up for us.
Okay. Let's hope it's long enough, shall we?
And then get it nice and
snug.
Neat. Yep. So it's sort of sitting just on top of your.
See that's one thing to notice straight away is I always normally think that my hip is lower down than it is.
No, it's definitely higher up than you realise.
Yeah.
This little hole here in the back fitting system just sits on top of your iliac crest, which is the top of your hip bones.
Okay.
And then we measure up and you stand up nice and straight, because that's the way hopefully you're going to walk a bit more, not too hunched over. Find the top of your C7's little knobbly bit, basically, is what I always go with. And that's measuring in at 51 centimetres. So that's actually sitting just between medium and large.
Okay.
Most of these packs come in a size that's called medium large, so that's quite handy. So that's an easy way of measuring. And then we can show a demonstration of doing the same sort of measurement, but using a soft tape measure.
If you're at home then, Lois?
So if you're at home, it's a two-person job really, because it's very tricky to do it yourself. But
you have to hold your hands in a certain way.
Yeah, if you put your hands on your hips, so that'll help you find.
We're doing the time walk, aren't we?
We are, yeah.
Put your hands on hips.
So you put your hands on your hips.
Which is probably about there.
Yeah, and then bring your thumbs to join at the back. Like
there?
Yeah, without kind of moving up or down. So you kind of, it's a little, not an exact science, but that's roughly where the top of your iliac crest is.
Yep.
And then, so I'll take a measure from there so you can let go of your hands.
Do you follow the curvature of the back, or do you
No,
just go
it's pretty much a straight line. So if you just lean forward and put your finger on the sticky out C7 vertebrae, so this is the more prominent one, and then stand up nice and tall for me. So where that is coming out at, that's coming out at about 50 centimetres.
Yep. So this is the pack that I've been using lately. So this is a small to medium actually. So according to my measurements, I'm more medium to large.
Yeah.
And I've packed some of the stuff that I want to be taking from a multi-day hike. So I would like to try and get my volume down a little bit. So my only real preference, I'm thinking around 45 litre mark. Okay. I want to be able to fit the tent in a pocket if needed to.
Luckily, most of these rucksacks have nice big wide pockets.
Yeah,
they do.
So, and you would start by just trying a few on for size and just to see. And
absolutely, we'd just do a rough size fit first. So we loosen off all the straps, get a good fit on the hips, get a fit round the shoulders so that it's not cupping too much on the shoulders,
Yep.
but it's not standing too proud. That way we know roughly if it's going to fit. Then we can add a bit of weight and padding and see how your kit's going to fit within
Okay,
it.
so you've just measured my torso length 50, well, one was 50, one was 51, so
Yeah.
50 and a half is the average
Yeah.
we'll take. How would you transfer that to a pack size from a website or something like that?
Most packs come with a size guide, so that'll give you an indication based on your back length
Yep.
as to what size is likely to fit you best.
Yeah, and if you are right on the border, would you
Generally we size down,
Okay,
yeah.
Very
I
good.
think if you've got a pack that is way too big, you won't get any support from it.
yeah, okay. All right, let's have a look at some of these packs then, shall we?
So we have some packs have different closures. The more modern style of packs
The
have
roll tops.
either roll tops or folding tops,
Yep.
or a more conventional style.
Yeah, this is like the Osprey I've been using, isn't it?
Exactly, with storage. I mean, most of them actually have extra storage in the lids. This one particularly, you can actually remove that lid and just use it as a standalone
Yeah.
without it.
So a lot of these Gregory's, Ospreys, things like that, they have loads of different features on them.
Loads of features.
But not always necessary for what you want. So these are more of a stripped down version, aren't they? Less.
They are a little bit more stripped down. This one in particular is very waterproof.
You don't need a pack liner for that one, do you?
You don't need a pack liner for that one.
Or cover.
The Dyneema fabric is fully waterproof.
And
so
all the seams are taped
seams are all
inside
taped
as well.
and everything. This one does come with a rain cover in with the pack.
But that sort of thing obviously adds weight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So you can have all of these straps to strap your tent on and stuff. All
Yeah.
this hardware is
Yeah.
what adds weight to the pack, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can go from this maybe 1.5 kilos to something
Yeah.
that may be 800
And often
grams
the
or
lighter ones as well, they go for narrower straps, narrower clips.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the heavier packs, those features aren't stripped back quite so much.
Yeah, just look at even the zips and all that. It's so chunky on these.
Exactly. So you've got extra little twiddly bits.
Okay. Let's try a couple on then, shall we?
Absolutely. Yeah. Do you have a preference as to where you start?
Left to right?
Left to right. Okay. So this is the waterproof Unbound 55 by Hyperlite. It's got lots and lots of external storage. Pockets both sides, mesh pocket on the front that is also accessible
Okay.
from the inside, as well as an extra storage there, and, which is very unusual, there's a pocket underneath.
Oh yeah, for your rubbish and
rubbish,
maybe
dirty
a little
stuff,
lightweight
if you
coat
want
or
to keep
something.
it out. Yeah.
Cool. And so you would try this on first before you load it up normally?
Yeah,
Just to get it roughly
just
set
to
up.
get an idea. You can generally sense whether it's going to be too big. Certainly on a pack like this that doesn't have much adjustment. The fact that the straps are pretty much set. They don't have. It doesn't have an adjustable back
Yeah.
length that you get on some packs. So a basic try on,
Yeah.
we'll be able to tell roughly whether the back length
So
is
this
going to work
is
for you.
this has got a frame in it.
It has got an internal single wire frame, so
Okay.
it does have some support.
Yep. But these are more designed for not carrying mega weight, so you won't
Not
want to be
huge weight,
carrying
no.
20 kilos.
No.
And it's more for
It's more for
lightweight multi-day
kit.
camping.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Well,
So
give
if
it
you
a
want
bash
to slide
then,
that
shall we?
on, yeah. And if you attach the waist belt,
Hip belt first.
hip belt first.
Start at the bottom, work your way up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's hope it's long enough, shall we?
Oh, I think we've got a twist on there, if you don't mind
Twisting.
me. Twisting by the pool. There you go.
Here we go.
What's nice about this one as well, it doesn't have the cords at the front, the adjusters at the front,
Yeah.
so they're actually to the side, so they're not
Yeah.
around
So the sides are pulling in.
One need to
Yeah.
pulls it in.
Feels all right.
Yeah.
Sternum strap. So these are adjustable as well, aren't they?
I would, before you do the chest strap, I would just adjust the length
These?
of
Okay.
those.
Down and back.
Down and back.
Yeah.
So how much tension? Do you need any sort of gap here?
So what you need to do is to fit snugly on If you just
show on
turn
the camera.
sideways, yeah. So the aim is that it fits snugly to the shoulder.
Yep.
It doesn't sit too high,
Yep.
and it doesn't cup round too low. Because if
Okay.
it cups round too low, when you add weight,
That's when you start to feel shoulder pain. Stuff like that.
exactly, and it's likely to catch nerves. That's when you get tingly fingers.
All the weight should be on the hips.
All the weight on the hips.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's a good starting point.
Yep.
Obviously, you've got a chest strap on there as well, which looks
a bit
currently
high.
a little bit high.
Yep.
But we can take that off and adjust that. It will go into lower positions,
Yep.
so we can get a better fit on that. That's going to...
Cool. Yes.
So a little bit under your neck.
Okay, so that's a good starting point then.
Definitely.
And then you would put some weight in.
We'll
to see
add
what it
some
was like.
weight and do the micro adjustments just to make sure that that's a good fit.
So I brought a load of kit with me, but just to make things a bit easier,
Yeah.
they've got a load of weights here. So what do you think? Something like 7 or 8 kilograms or something like
Well,
that?
2 of those is 5 and another 2 is 7. So
Yeah.
that would work quite well, and maybe put a cushion in as well.
Yeah, okay.
And then obviously they don't tessellate quite as well as your normal kit, where you've got a lot of soft items that
Yeah.
kind of meld together a little bit better. These are a little bit clunky, but it gives you an idea of what
What
it's
it'd be like
with
to
the
carry.
weight.
While I'm here, I'll get my tent out just to make sure that it will fit in the side pockets.
Right, so we'll probably start with the heavier weight. We've got a 3 kilo. Pop that in the bottom.
So typically when you pack in your gear, would you recommend putting the heavier stuff to the bottom, to the top, to close
Middle to bottom, I
middle
would say.
to bottom, and as close to your back as possible?
Where possible.
So these roll top bags, then they're really good if you want to overfill. So if you've called at the shop on trail and you've put you can always give it a little bit of extra room.
You can.
Or cinch it down if you've got rid of some of your
So I
gear.
use this one on the TGO and the 2-week trek across Scotland, and every 4 days or so I was getting food, refilling my food up, and so it was going from being nicely cinched down to when I get 4 days worth of food, it'd be right back up again.
Okay.
Having that option of being able to just adjust it, it's very handy.
So it
There's
looks-
an element of the roll tops being a bit more weather resistant as well.
Yeah.
Especially with that fabric, which is waterproof. Getting a good few rolls on it, I think it makes it
Yeah.
weather resistant.
So this then clamps down,
Okay.
tensions down over, and then over
Have a look.
the
See, will this
top.
fit in there just out of interest? Oh, well, that could even go on the top, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, they're really wide pockets.
They are, and you've got an
And
extra
little bungees on there as well.
bungees, so that'll secure that one as well.
Happy days.
And then you've got another strap over the top that just helps.
Wise strap over the top.
Okay, that's for your beer canister. Not that it affects us over here, but
There we go. I mean, that's obviously not full to capacity, so,
Yeah, so there's a little bit of slack on there.
it's literally.
yeah.
Actually, we've got a bit more adjustment on that one. There we
Yeah.
go. So that has got 7 kilos of weight.
Okay, so how would I adjust these then? I know we don't need to do that this second, but is it easy to do? Some that you just
On this particular pack, I'm not going to lie, it is a little fiddly.
But once you've got it-
Once you've done it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not something you have to change. Once it's on,
one of the most frustrating things I've had with some packs, they slide down, and then as you're walking around,
It'll
they're
creep.
sliding up, they're creeping
Yeah.
up. Whereas this, once it's in, it's in.
It's in.
effectively a daisy chain of webbing on there.
Right, so, yeah.
That's got added a bit more
It's a
to
bit
it.
hefty, that, isn't it?
So again, waist belt first.
Yep. Yeah.
And then the sides down,
Sides down.
which probably, the
About
fact we
right.
haven't loosened
You
it off, so
haven't
it's
loosened it, so-
probably,
Yeah. And it doesn't, so it doesn't feel
yeah.
too tight. Has this pack got load lift?
It
as
does
well?
not have load lifts.
And what do load lifts actually do?
It brings the top of the pack towards your back.
Yeah.
So sometimes if it feels as if it's hanging off your back a little bit,
Yeah.
pull the 2 cords at the top.
Yeah.
Just pulls the top
I've had
in.
that quite a few times on packs where you walk in and you feel like the pack's
It's
going
going
like
back
this,
and
bashing
forth,
against
yes.
you. So that's where you would cinch it down with the load lifters,
Yeah.
and it holds it.
Yeah.
Well, this is actually quite
Yeah.
securely on
and
the
looking
back.
where that's sitting on your shoulder, it's coming off just off horizontal.
Yeah. That's what you're aiming for.
That's
then?
what you're aiming for.
Okay.
Not too much cup, and it certainly doesn't want to stand proud.
Okay. That's good, that. And if you were putting these on here, probably
Yeah, probably around about that point there.
coming at me from
Which
both
one
angles.
are you going
Just-
at? Second one down.
Yeah. that feel all right across your chest?
Yeah, feels great.
A bit low. 'Cause some people have it like
It's one of them.
high,
I would.
but
It's tested, and
Yeah.
so I see a lot of people. They're walking around with their packs on, and they've got no hip belt on, and they're just dangling about. And
like, how's your back?
you're asking for trouble, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, this actually feels like it's part of me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, it does sit close to your back. It doesn't have a vented back system, so it does sit close to your back.
Yeah.
So you might notice you might get a bit of a sweaty back on this one.
Yeah.
But because it's sitting so close,
Yeah.
it does, like you say, it feels
So
comfortable.
there is something that you
it.
can add to it, isn't there, apparently?
It is, yeah.
So, have you got an example of the wrong size pack? Or what would happen if I'd got a pack that was too big for me, and some of the problems that I might incur from having an oversized pack, or even a small pack?
So if we add a bit of weight to that, and you'll see how...
So this one's a large, is this one?
This is large.
Although I'm on the medium to large size.
But you can see that the frame actually stops here on this one. So it's actually way above where the actual shoulder pads are.
Okay.
Shoulder straps are. So it is considerably longer.
Maybe an example is the pack that I've been using. Because it's a small and a medium, it could be too
there's
small.
an element of sort of what works for you.
Yeah.
And the size guide is a guide.
Also,
Yeah.
if you have small, medium, and then the next size is large, extra large,
Yep.
potentially you're
I'm
still
in the
in that
middle.
medium.
Yeah. There's still like a 5-6 centimetre window that overlaps.
I mean, obviously you haven't tried this on roughly for size yet, but
No. So this
the
is
straps are loose.
this is a large Gossamer gear.
It is Mariposa.
Mariposa. So I know I've not tightened it up yet, but the hip pockets seem like they're much lower down so far. So if I have this up here like that,
Yeah, so set
which is, oh, how am I tightening this? Oh, it's those things, isn't it?
It's little guides that just
Cool. I'll be able to do that then.
away.
Got a bit too much padding around my midsection. Right, so that is on there. Pull these down.
Yep.
And
You do have a load lift on that one as well,
Yes.
so we can pull that in.
I'll let you have a go with that then.
Okay. There's one. Second
So,
one.
so although this is a large pack, then how does
It's
that?
a large pack, but actually it's hugging the shoulders not too bad.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a gap there. Though.
Yeah.
There's a
Oh, I
little
can
bit.
see, yeah, there's fingers
There's
there.
a bit of a, I mean,
So
that you can probably adjust in a bit.
Yeah.
But just that
yeah,
gap between the top of the
Yeah.
back and your back.
yeah, but
But
yeah,
it's not bad. But like we say, the way you measured, you were between
yeah,
medium, large.
Yeah.
Anyway.
but it
And
doesn't.
It may
It doesn't
vary.
feel as good as the last one though.
Yeah.
So that may be because it is a little bit larger.
Yeah,
And that's
and
the
also the size chart brand to brand might vary slightly.
Yeah.
A medium in one brand or a large
Yeah.
in one brand might be slightly different to
But
a
if
different.
we try the next size down for the same pack,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and see if that feels
Sure.
actually better than this one.
Okay.
Shall I use the same weights, or do you just? Or
I'll transfer the ones out of this one
Yeah.
because it'll be roughly the same as what's in there, and then you can at least see them both side by side.
which colour do you reckon, by the way? Green or the grey and black? I need to bring more colour into my life, I think. So this is the medium version.
Yep. Slightly more conventional where it pulls
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the centre out over.
Down and back.
Yeah, my chicken wings. See that already feels a bit different on the shoulder there. Can
Yeah.
you see that?
So if you get your load lifters in there as well,
Feels like there's less of a gap.
it will pull closer
Yeah.
into your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, there's a bit of gap on this side, but again, that might be a bit of adjustment
Yeah.
from that point. You just turn yourself around.
What do you think?
Fit in better on that side.
That side is fitting better than this side.
Yeah.
That's probably how I've pulled it then.
It
Or I've
could
got
be.
right shoulder's stronger than the left shoulder.
That is unusual actually, because the load lifts a bit tighter on this side.
Yeah.
So there we go.
You can always check if it's even by grabbing these ones here and seeing.
Yeah, they look
which
about
one's
right, don't
longer.
they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about the same.
I think that's a bit better now that the load lifts
This is
are.
a bit less.
So what do you think? Does that feel better, or is it? Well, feels all right, but does it look any different?
As you move around, there's gaps creating here,
Yeah.
which it might be the width of the straps that don't suit you.
Yeah.
It might not necessarily be the back length.
So that's why sometimes it is good to get out.
Once
and
you
try
put it on
packs
your back,
Yeah.
human bodies are weird. There
We're all
isn't a
different.
standard size
Yeah.
that fits everybody.
Yeah. It feels all right, but
It
like I
feels
say, it
better.
doesn't feel as good as the Hyperlite
Yeah.
pack.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because it does has less adjustments on it.
Yeah, I know, but it seems like the measurement suits
Suits
my
you.
And
the shape
a little bit more.
It's finding the brand or the
Yeah.
particular model that fits your back.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it feels better than the larger one still.
Yeah.
So
I'd
So
say it fits better.
Yep.
Like I say that there's a few little gaps here and there, but it's sitting nicely on your shoulder.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But drop these down
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit. Yeah,
And that one does sit off your back a little bit more.
Yeah.
It has a removable seat pad in it. That
Okay.
does
Oh,
have,
so double-
it
so the
does, it does
back-
have vents in it, but you can get one that is
There we go.
even more so.
oh yeah.
That's just
Ooh, very nice.
it adds a bit of cushion in as well.
Yeah. Everything's multi-use, isn't it, these days?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, very good.
There's something else. Nice thing about the Gossamer gear as well, it's got this double
pocket
pockets on the side, which is really handy, and then the big one
This is
on that
massive.
side, which again would fit your
Let's have a look. Get the tent
That's
in.
it.
massive pocket back to the bottom.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So you don't have to put any straps on that. It just
There you
fits
go.
straight.
That is huge.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what it's designed for.
So that allows you as well to be able to have a slightly smaller volume pack, because
Yeah.
this takes up quite a lot of space, and if you use it for multiple days and it gets wet,
Yeah.
you don't really want it in there anyway, do
No.
you, inside your pack?
You've got another big mesh pocket on the back as well, so if you've got wet weather gear
Okay,
or stuff that you need access to, you can still have it externally on the pack.
nice.
The material, it's a ripstop, but it's not like tape seamed waterproof like the Hyperlite.
Yeah,
So you do sort of sacrifice a bit of
waterproof this.
waterproofiness there for a slightly, different type of material. But so you just probably want to still put them in dry bags on the inside if you're thinking it's going to be a wet walk.
Yep. Right, so next up we've got a ULA Circuit,
48.
48 litre, that one, is it?
Yep.
Again, that is a roll top bag. Sponginess.
Using Robic material, so it's tough. It's a very tough material. It's more similar to the Dyneema in terms of sort of like durability.
Okay, is this fully waterproof or not?
It's not tape seam, so it won't be fully
Okay.
waterproof. But it is a tough piece.
Yeah, and there's a bit more.
And the joy of this one as
Meshiness.
well is that it comes in different size
Hip
hip
belts.
belts, so you can select large, medium.
We've already done that off camera. I'm a medium. Not. Alright, so you again just put it on to test without any loading.
Yep.
Make sure those hips just on top of your
Yep.
hips again.
Tighten up. So this has got slightly different adjustments. So they're all subtly different, aren't
They are.
Yeah. Again, the reason they have the different size hip belts is you can lose some weight by just taking out some of that
Yeah.
extra material that you need for
Yeah.
the bigger size.
And also pulling in from two access points just takes a
Yeah,
little bit
had-
more pressure off the hips.
See, this is another one though. So there's like a bit of a weird sort of thing there. I think it's to do with my torso
Yeah, we
shape.
haven't
And
got
I've
any
got
weight in it either. Yeah.
and yeah, no weight in it, but I've got like wobbly bits that get in the
Yeah.
way. We'll put
It's
some weight
looking,
in
it
it
is
and
looking
see.
quite good on the shoulders
Yeah,
though, that
and
one.
we'll see what it's like with a bit of weight in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're running out of sandbags. This pack looks like it's got quite a nice twisty frame in there. So should like bend and twist with you as you're going round.
What most of these packs have as well, just while we're on the inside, is somewhere to attach a hydration bladder
Okay.
and then a routing out.
I'm a bottle man myself.
Yeah. Oh, it's-
I always find that the bladders taste a bit funny. No matter, I've tried everything and
They
they,
go a bit mouldy then.
yeah.
I think also you're never sure how much fluid you've got left, so
I'll have a go myself at this. Roll it down.
Nice thing about having the big pockets as well is you've got easy access for water bowls.
Yeah.
yeah.
If the tent fits in,
It's a shallower side pocket, but it does have
little bungee bits or something.
bungees.
Oh, it's a
There's
strap,
a strap
rather than
on
a
there.
bungee.
Doesn't actually open that side
Does it
one.
not?
No. It's
Oh, this, yeah, there is, yeah, there's just, it's adjustable, but there's no,
yeah.
okay.
They're getting lighter each time you put them.
No, no lighter,
That's
unfortunately.
on your hip belts again.
Yeah, yeah, I'm doing it in the wrong order, aren't I? These are things that
You don't
need
get
to
away
learn.
with that.
So that feels a
It's a
little,
load lift as well. So you can
yeah, feels a bit better now. It's got weighting actually, so you were right.
Yeah.
That makes a change. Zip pockets that you can do with one hand. Some of them are a real struggle to do, aren't they? What do you reckon? It's all right, that. Not bad at all. I'm going to say that it feels a little bit better than the Gossamer gear ones for some reason. Although I like the features on that
yeah.
Yeah.
more than I like on this pack. So it's one of them.
Yeah.
I love the big pocket on it.
Yeah, it's good that.
Decisions.
And that's when the decisions come into it's
What works best, yeah.
what's important for you.
Yeah. So these are the sort of packs that I'm most familiar with. More traditional type of backpack, really hefty hip belt.
Nicely padded.
Yeah.
Comfy, designed for comfort.
This is adjustable as well, and
Yeah,
it's
it does
also
Yeah.
work on these ones, whereas the other ones we were showing you have different sizes that you
you dial into
exactly fixed
yeah.
sized. Whereas this one you can adjust the back.
Yeah.
We've got it set sort of between medium and large at the moment.
Yep. Which is what the
Just work
Thing you
backwards
said?
where
Yeah.
you were measuring.
but this will be a little bit heavier because
Yeah.
it's got more.
There's a lot more going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of just material. It's got a rain cover in it as well. Which adds a bit more. And obviously quite a lot of straps.
Still got a spongy pocket. These are a bit overkill for me. I don't use these anymore. Bottom
You
entry
can access
things, but yeah. Try it on though and get some weight in it.
okay.
Try it on first.
Right, let's see if I've learnt my lesson. Hip belt first.
Hip belt first. Start at the bottom, work through it.
So I do find that this type of more traditional pack is it's easier to dial in first time around.
Yeah.
'Cause
familiar.
It's familiar.
Yeah.
I'm not so say I'm not a huge fan of these slidey things because I find that they ride up.
You have a bit of a chance of migrating.
Yeah.
As you walk.
Get this. Got to get me skiing action on,
Yeah.
and then
Sitting
see
a
how
bit
we're doing.
low,
That's probably a
I
little bit
think.
low.
Adjust it within the weight center as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels alright, don't it?
Yeah.
Feels
And
nice.
it's coming pretty much horizontal off your shoulder.
Yeah. So the adjustment is about right.
About
Yeah.
right. I think once we get some weight in it,
See what it's like.
absolutely.
So far.
Pardon?
How do they compare to the Exos? Fit?
This is very similar to the
Yeah.
Yeah.
to the Exos.
I think with the Exos being quite a super lightweight pack, you'll find that this one has slightly more padding
Yeah.
on the shoulder straps.
The thing I don't like about the Exos is it hasn't got a springy back pocket.
Right.
It's just quite solid there. So
Yeah.
It's not got any flexibility.
I like to be able to stuff cartloads of stuff in there.
So I
Sorry,
find
I've got
that
another
the
strap to
Hyperlite
do.
is really stretchy pocket.
So what's the volume of this Gregory pack?
It's 50.
50. So in theory, I could get my tent inside if I wanted to, but
Yeah.
that should fit in there. Is it a bit tighter?
They're a bit tight on these ones. They're more designed for water bottles.
Yeah.
You might be able to do it with.
Yeah. It is a bit tight, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably end up going inside the pack on this one then.
I suppose on the old way of doing it is you could then attach it to there.
Yeah.
Underneath.
Okay, yeah, just one of those, yeah. Look like a Boy Scout then, won't I?
You would if it was a roll mat.
Let's get it in. Much heavier when they're swinging on the back of it. It's fit quite nice around the shoulders, that actually.
Yeah, you've got a load lift as well.
Yeah.
Which
are
far back at the moment.
yeah.
Yeah, can't find the end of it.
Yeah. Just tucked away. Apologise if I hit you in the back of the head. And you've got a slightly more aerated back system.
Yeah, although it matters not for me anyway.
Right.
It doesn't matter what I've got on my back.
Yeah.
My back sweats.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel too bad actually. Seems to hold the weight pretty well.
Ready for DV.
Pardon?
Ready for DV.
Ready for DV. That's the only thing I don't like about it. The fact that the tent just doesn't fit in the side pocket. Yeah. Although it might do with a little bit.
Yeah.
Bit of wiggling.
Bit of stretch.
Yeah.
Obviously good straps as well, and you could potentially get it through those.
I use a smaller Gregory 45 litre, the women's facet, and I managed to get a 1.5 person tent on the side of that in the side pocket.
Okay, cool. So this is the pack I've been using. Got a few bits and bobs in. What we'll do is I'll shove that down there and then just shove one of these weights in. A couple of weights in there.
Oh, you got one?
We've got some. We'll see if I've been carrying a pack around that's either too big or too small. Cushions in there just to fill this space up. To be fair, this pack's been pretty good. So like I said, the only thing I'm not so keen on is this pocket. I like something that stretches out quite a bit more. Hip belt feels a little bit flimsier than the other ones.
That's where they save the weight.
Yeah. So what do you think to the fit of this then? Would you say that is?
It's standing a little bit proud, but I think that might just be that it could also be the way that it's packed, and we added the weight quite high up, which is probably going to want to pull the weight backwards.
Yeah.
Whereas you probably want that weight a little bit lower in the pack, and that way it would probably sit a little bit better.
Height-wise, see that looks like
height-wise, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's following the curve of your shoulder.
Yep.
But it's not pulling too far down.
Yeah. I can feel it a little bit more, but then that could be just how I've pulled it down.
Yeah.
Feel on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, that could be getting that right a bit higher up there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
But also, you've got adjustment within that you could probably get a better fit by adjusting the back system.
Yeah.
You've got 4 positions on that.
So it definitely makes a difference coming and trying stuff on. It's not a case of one pack fits all, because
No.
there's some that feel better than others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to measure your back. If
Yeah.
you can do that at home, and then at least get an idea.
An idea.
It's a starting point. Yeah.
It's a good starting point.
And I know you're not predominantly a shop, but if somebody wanted to book an appointment to go and try a lot of packs on, they could email you and do that, couldn't they?
And we'd usually narrow down beforehand roughly what key features that they're looking for, what sort of trip they're going on.
Yeah, so you can
and then
not bringing 100 packs out rather than... Yeah, but this is a fine example. You know what I was wanting from a pack.
Yeah.
And there's 5 or 6 pack options there to try.
Not overwhelmed by.
Which is brilliant. Thank you very much.
Absolutely welcome. So this one is the stretchy Dyneema fabric.
Yeah, so these are basically the same pack. So I'll just put it out there. So far, I was liking the Hyperlite out of all the packs the most. It seemed to feel most comfortable to carry. But they come in different...
They come in different capacities,
and
but
different
also
sort of
different
layouts.
pocket configurations.
Okay.
Pocket fabrics. So this is the stretchy Dyneema fabric, very strong, but it does give you a little bit of stretch.
Yep.
But you can't see through it.
Yep.
It is accessible top
From
and
the bottom.
with a secondary pocket there and
the one at the
pocket
bottom.
underneath. With the bottle pockets in this fabric. This one has a more see-through mesh.
Okay,
Great
so
for
if you-
putting wet weather gear.
Yeah, if you've got something that's drenched.
Yeah, pop that in there. And then this one has the fabric that's on the pockets on these two.
Ah, so the
Throughout
actual
on the
fabric
back.
doesn't stretch, but it's got a bungee at the top, so you
Yeah,
can just
yeah.
fill that.
You can fill it, but the fabric is rigid.
Okay. And these are slightly different volumes as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Are they different models, or are they?
Actually, no, they're all the 55.
Okay.
But they give it a different name because of the
pocket
pocket
configurations.
But they are available in different capacities
Yeah.
as well.
If you find the material is a bit too sweaty, you can get one of these, which basically sits on the back. Attach it on.
So it's like your
It
own
gives you your
air
own bit
spring
of airflow.
system.
Exactly, yeah. And just sits around the straps.
Yeah.
there
Okay,
there.
and is that a universal thing?
They come in sizes, but they are, yeah, they're not by one of the rucksack brands.
That's quite
together.
nice bit of thing, and
So it just gives you a bit
sponginess to
bit
it.
of airflow.
My mucky nails. And then just attached with the bungees.
Yep.
Really good.
But for things like this, where it is so sort of
Yeah.
straight to your back, there's no room for airflow at all. It's a nice little extra feature if
Yeah.
you are in warmer,
I like that.
in warmer climates.
Now the hard bit is trying to narrow down which one you would choose, isn't it? Out of all of them, I think it would be this pack here, in this configuration as well. I do like having the little pocket at the bottom. This pocket's decent as well, very stretchy. You could get all your stuff in there. And it's fully waterproof. And your tent fits in no problem at all with this big pockets and
Lots
the
of
bungee
daisy chains
thing.
that
Yeah.
you can attach things to it. You can strap things.
Oh, yeah, there's all this as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there's lots of
Yeah.
Bungees to it.
accessory pockets and things like that you can get.
Really good.
When it's rolled down, I had my solar panel on the top when I was walking.
Oh, solar panel as well.
Yeah, you just sponge it onto it, and it's great.
Really good. Thanks very much for that, guys.
You're absolutely welcome.
Stars. So it's definitely worthwhile getting a proper pack fitting for a couple of reasons. Firstly, you need to know that your pack's going to be suitable for carrying all of your gear that you need. And comfort as well. If you're carrying 5, 10, 12 kilograms, whatever it is that you want to carry,
Yeah.
we're all different. If you're doing a 10-mile day or a 15-mile day, some people do 20 plus miles days,
Yeah,
you know about it if your pack doesn't fit you properly.
yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
And making sure it's right for the activity you're doing. You see people out sometimes with a 60-litre rucksack on a day hike, and you're like,
yeah,
why are you doing that?
yeah, yeah.
You know, having it fit the activity that you're doing.
I think that's the thing as well. So I've noticed just from some of these things, you've got to fill the spaces up. You know, it's no point
You
in
don't have to fill the space. If you've got a big capacity pack,
Yeah.
the temptation is to
Yeah.
overfill it and take things that you don't necessarily need.
But you don't necessarily want to get a 70-litre pack that does all if you're doing multi-day hikes in the
Yeah.
summer where you're
Yeah.
carrying an ultralight tent
Yeah.
or
You cut out a
You
lot
can-
of weight,
Yeah.
you
a
can.
lot of discomfort just by getting the right pack.
yeah.
That suits it.
Brilliant. So thanks for that, guys.
You're welcome.
I will put a link in the description again to the Ultralight website. Loads of options. Now, off the top of your head, do you know how many packs you've got in stock?
Not off the top of my head.
Hundreds,
lot.
hundreds. So
Constantly
you are
changing.
spoilt for choice.
Yeah.
There's lots of niche brands as well, like
Yeah.
Hyperlite. UK,
Yeah.
there's only one other supplier. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And the
lots
webs-
of different options. So.
And the
Yeah.
website is a live stock feed as well. So if it's showing in stock on the website,
You've got it.
that is, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to measure yourself up when you get your next pack. Thanks for watching. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you.